Okay, so today we start with the next topic regarding superior extremity, that is the pectoral region, that is breast, the anatomy of breast or mammary gland. Yesterday we discussed the anatomy of pectoral region. So in that the muscles present there, then what is the origin of each and every muscle, insertion, the nerve supply and its action. Out of that, serratus anterior is the important muscle. It is boxer's muscle. Long thoracic nerve is the nerve supply to that. Nerve of Bell or thoracodorsal nerve. These are the synonym of long thoracic nerve. And there is a paralysis to this muscle. The condition produces winging of the scapula. Now, the pectoral region, you know very well. So, there is a skin first, then superficial fascia. Superficial fascia. Then deep fascia. Then muscles. So, this is universal structure of our body. So, it is also present in pectoral region. Now, we study the muscle present in this region. Now we study the whatever structure present in superficial fascia. We study the skin. It is very delicate. It is very sensitive in nature. It has got rich nerve supply, the supraclavicular nerves, intermediate medial nerves, cutaneous nerves, also branches of intercostal nerve, these anterior and posterior. And just below the skin, we found the superficial fascia. So this is superficial fascia. So in superficial fascia of pectoral region, one important gland is present, and name of this gland is breast or mammary gland. Mammary gland. Why it is called as the mammary gland? Because whenever there is a, after the birth of fetus, the first what you can say, the pronunciation of that particular baby is mama. What is said? The baby said mama. That's why this gland is called as the mammary gland or the breast. Understand? Now breast is present bilaterally in pectoral region, particularly the superficial fascia of pectoral region. Breast or the mammary gland present bilaterally. Bi means दोनों side से bilaterally present in both sexes. Where it present? It present in superficial fascia of pectoral region. So that is the intro regarding breast. Now this is the definition of breast. The breast or the mammary gland, it is modified sweat gland. Read out the properties of sweat gland. It is modified sweat gland. It present bilaterally. It present bilaterally. But in case of male, it is rudimentary. It is rudimentary. Rudimentary means, yesterday I was told you, the rudimentary means not well developed. Breast, it is modified. Rudimentary. Breast or mammary gland, it is a modified sweat gland present in both sexes. It lies in superficial fascia of pectoral region. It is rudimentary in male but well developed in female after puberty. After puberty. Remember, breast, the long question may be asked in your examination. It is for 20 marks. 20 mark का question पूछते हैं breast के ऊपर. So this is definition of the breast. Then next regarding breast, there is its situation. Situation, where it present. Now situation, it lies in front of thorax or pectoral region. In front of thorax or pectoral region, one and the same. In superficial fascia, one on each side of midline. हम लोग ऐसा ही स्टडी करेंगे जैसा कि आपको एग्जाम में लिखना होता है. सबसे पहले मैंने आपको इंट्रो बोला, उसके बाद में डेफिनेशन बोला, अभी मैं आपको उसका सिचुएशन बोल रहा हूँ. थोड़ा सा सेंटेक्स ओवरलैप हो सकता है, जो डेफिनेशन में भी आते हैं, तुम्हारे इंट्रो में भी आते हैं और सिचुएशन में भी आते हैं. सो आने दो, आपको लिखना ही है. सो सिचुएशन, सो ब्रेस्ट प्रेजेंट इन फ्रंट ऑफ thorax or pectoral region in superficial fascia. They present one on each side of midline. So that is its situation. Then next heading regarding the breast, that is its extent. Extent of the breast. Now breast, it has got two extents, the vertical as well as horizontal. Vertical extent as well as the horizontal extent. Now the vertical extent, vertically the breast extend from 2nd to 6th ribs, vertical extent. Now see, this is manubrium sternum. This is what? This is manubrium sternum. Now this is body of the sternum, and this is xiphoid process of the sternum. And this one, this is lateral border of sternum. Now see, this is facet for clavicle. This is clavicle. Clavicle articulates with manubrium sternum, forming the sternoclavicular joint. This is sternoclavicular joint. हम लोगों ने ये learn किया है. Then just below the clavicle, this is first rib. This is first rib. Now here, so there is a junction. ये जो मैं अभी draw कर रहा हूँ ना, this is junction. It is junction between manubrium sternum and body of the sternum. ये जो यहाँ पर मैं highlight कर रहा हूँ ना, so this is a junction between manubrium sternum and body of the sternum. So at the junction, what happened? So there is a formation of one angle. It is very small angle. It is very small angle. So that angle is called as sternal angle. कल किसी ने मुझे पूछा था कि sternal angle क्या है, तो वो अभी हम लोग यहाँ पर learn करेंगे. Sternal angle. So what is sternal angle? It is an angle present between manubrium sternum and body of the sternum. It is very less angle. It is very less. Now sternal angle, it gives attachment to second rib. So यहाँ क्या होता है? यहाँ second rib यहाँ attach होता है. ये side से हम लोग निकालेंगे. Second rib यहाँ पर attach होता है. So the vertical extent of the breast from second rib to the sixth rib. ये sixth यहाँ पर आएगा और ये यहाँ second आएगा. So this is vertical extent of the breast. This is vertical extent. Then it has got horizontal extent also. The horizontal extent from lateral border of the sternum up to the mid axillary line. Now this is axilla. What is axilla? The axilla, it is region. It is space present between arm and chest wall. So this is axilla, where the axillary hairs are present. It is one of the secondary character of puberty, the appearance of axillary hairs. So this is axilla. Understand? So one imaginary line we draw, which divides axilla into the two parts. So this line is mid axillary line. This is what? This is mid axillary line. Mid means middle portion. So this imaginary line divides axilla into the two parts. Now the horizontal extent of the breast. So horizontally it extends from lateral border of sternum up to the mid axillary line. So that is horizontal extent of breast. Now next heading regarding the breast, that is its shape. The shape of breast. Shape. Now normally it is the shape, it varies from individual to individual. Normally it is hemispherical. Normally or in nulliparous or during puberty it is hemispherical. During puberty the shape of breast is hemispherical. In later life or after pregnancy it becomes pendulous. It becomes pendulous. So the shape of breast, it varies from individual to individual, but normally during puberty it is conical as well as hemispherical, but after delivery, after pregnancy, it becomes pendulous. Now the external features. The next heading regarding breast, that is its external features. So this is breast, यहाँ पर जो मैंने draw किया है. So this is vertical extent, horizontal extent. Now the external features. The external features, it includes the first, that is skin. One by one हम लोग learn करेंगे. Skin of this region. Now skin of the breast, it is made up of two important structures. In that first is the nipple and another is the areola. Nipple and areola. So these are the structure present in skin of mammary gland or the breast. Now one by one here. So what is nipple? So nipple, it is blackish conical projection. Nipple, it is blackish conical projection. It lies at the level of fourth intercostal space. Fourth intercostal space. The position of breast, it varies after pregnancy. but at puberty, in young age, it lies at the level of fourth intercostal space. Now, it is pierced by 10 to 15 lactiferous duct. It is pierced by 10 to 15 lactiferous ducts. Lactiferous duct. Now, it is made up of circular as well as longitudinal muscle. The musculature of the nipple, so it is made up of circular as well as longitudinal muscle. The circular muscle, whenever there is contraction in circular muscle, they produces erection of the nipple, and longitudinal muscle retract the nipple. So that is the action of circular as well as longitudinal muscle. Now see, this is, suppose we say take the TS of our pectoral region. This is clavicle. Now this is subclavius muscle, and here there is a pectoralis minor muscle. Pectoralis minor. TS, the section of pectoral region. Now this is TS. Now this is clavipectoral fascia, which encloses the subclavius muscle. Then it descends downwards. It encloses the pectoralis minor muscle like this, and later on in forming the suspensory ligament. Then in front of pectoralis minor muscle, we found the pectoralis major muscle. This is pectoralis major muscle. Then in front of pectoralis major muscle, so there is a pectoral fascia present. It is deep fascia of pectoral region, pectoral fascia. In front of pectoral fascia, we found the loose areolar tissues. These are the loose areolar tissues which lies in front of pectoral fascia as well as pectoralis major muscle. And in front of pectoralis, this loose areolar tissue, they forming a space, and this space is called as the retromammary space. Retro means behind. Retromammary space, which contains the loose areolar tissues. So connective tissue arranged loosely, and in front of this, so there is a presence of superficial fascia, and this superficial fascia contains breast. So this is breast, and this is nipple. This is nipple. So this nipple, it is pierced by 10 to 15 lactiferous ducts. Pierce means these ducts opens in nipple. These are the lactiferous ducts. यहाँ पर मैं दो तीन ही निकाल के दिखाऊंगा, but the lactiferous ducts present 10 to 15 in number. So these are the lactiferous ducts. This is lactiferous duct. So the nipple, it is a blackish conical projection present on the surface of skin. So it is situated at the level of fourth intercostal space. Then it is pierced by 10 to 15 lactiferous duct. It is made up of smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are circular as well as longitudinal in nature. The circular muscles erect the nipple, and the longitudinal muscle retract the nipple. Now remember, the nipple, it has got rich nerve supply. It is more sensitive area. Then the circular blackish discoloration present around the base of nipple, and this is called as the areola. This one. So what is it? It is nothing but a circular blackish discoloration present around the base of nipple. So that is areola. The outer margin of areola, it contains plenty of sweat glands. This is the outer margin of areola. So what it contains? It contains sweat glands. It contains plenty of sweat glands. Now what happened? These sweat glands enlarged during early stage of pregnancy. That is again very important here. These sweat glands enlarged during early stage of pregnancy. I repeat, early stage of pregnancy. So this enlargement of sweat gland in early stage of pregnancy has got the special name, and these enlarged sweat glands also called as tubercles of Montgomery. Tubercles of Montgomery. Montgomery, he was a British doctor. He found that the enlargement of sweat gland in early stage, in first month or second month of pregnancy, these sweat glands enlarge. And enlargement is called as the tubercles of Montgomery. Now, during the next these sweat glands, they secrete the oil. They secrete the oily secretion. So what it does, this oily secretion lubricates as well as prevents the cracking of skin as well as nipple during lactation. So that is again important. This sweat gland secrete the oil, sebum, that is. And what it does, so that sebum or the oil secretion prevent the cracking of nipple as well as areola during lactation. Another important thing regarding areola, so it is devoid of fat and hairs. So that areola, there is absence of fat as well as absence of hair also. So this is regarding skin. Then, so this is the outermost portion. Then innermost portion or the inner structure. So that inner structure is called as the parenchyma. So this is parenchyma. Parenchyma means innermost portion. Parenchyma or the innermost portion. Now this parenchyma, it consists of three important structures. In that first structure, or the parenchyma is made up of the glandular tissues. It is made up of glands or the glandular tissues. So what is glandular tissues? It is nothing but the secretory unit. So this secretory unit secretes the milk after pregnancy, after delivery. So this secreting unit, so this is called as the lactiferous unit. So glandular tissue, inside this glandular tissue, so there are presence of lactiferous unit. So this is lactiferous unit. ये जो complete दिखा है मैंने draw किया है यहाँ पर. So this is lactiferous unit और lactiferous gland, कुछ भी हम लोग बोल सकते हैं उसको, कोई यानी कि lactiferous gland भी बोलेंगे तो चलेगा, lactiferous unit बोले तो भी चलेंगे. So the glandular tissue or the parenchyma, it is made up of glandular tissue. The glandular tissue is made up of three important structures. In that first, that is lactiferous duct, then there is a lactiferous sinus, and there is a alveolus. So this is alveolus. ये जो portion है इसको हम लोग नाम देंगे alveolus. So all this structure comprises or the forming a unit, and that unit is called as the lactiferous unit. Now it is 10 to 15 in number, or in some book it is also given that it is 15 to 20 in number. तो कंफ्यूज नहीं होना आपको, the 15 to 20 number, and this lactiferous unit or the lactiferous duct opens at nipple. So it produces the milk after delivery. So this is secretory unit of breast, and this is lactiferous duct or lactiferous gland or lactiferous unit. Now what happens? This lactiferous unit, it is surrounded by fibrofatty tissue. So it is surrounded by the fibrofatty tissue. So this fibrous tissue is made for the support. Now what happens? This fibrofatty tissue, so they anteriorly attach to the inner margin of breast. They support the lactiferous gland, and posteriorly this fibrofatty tissue attached to the pectoral fascia like this. ये से posterior side में इधर attachment होता है उनका. So they attach to the pectoral fascia. They pierces the retromammary space and attach to the pectoral fascia as well as pectoralis muscle like this. तो ये जो extension है, ये जो attachment है fibrofatty tissue का, so this forming a ligament, and this is called as the ligament of Cooper. It forming a ligamentous band, and this ligamentous band is called as the ligament of Cooper. जो साइंटिस्ट ने, जो एनाटॉमिस्ट ने उसको डिस्कवर किया था, वही नाम हम लोग उसको देते हैं. So this is ligament of Cooper. So what is the function of this fibrofatty tissue? It forming a ligamentous band. So that band provide support to the breast. Anteriorly it is attached to the innermost margin of breast as well as gland, lactiferous gland also, and posteriorly it is attached to the pectoral fascia as well as pectoral muscle. So that is ligament of Cooper. Then another structure present there, that is interlobar fibrous tissue. So first हम लोगों ने देखा glandular tissue, then there is a fatty and fibrous tissue, and third structure present in the breast, that is interlobar. Inter means in between, lobar tissue. Interlobar tissue. Inter means in between. So these are the interlobar tissue present in between these two lobes, and this interlobar tissue makes the breast rounded in counter. So because of this interlobar tissue, breast has got the hemispherical shape or the rounded shape. So these are the fibrous tissue, again same tissue, fibrous tissue, they present in between these lobes. ये लोब के बीच में आपको मिलेंगे वो. They provide round counter to the particular organ or the breast. So this is regarding internal structure of the breast. Now remember this secretory unit or the lactiferous gland, so it is under control of hormones after puberty. Understand? Now what are the hormones which acting on the glandular tissue? कौन कौन से hormones जो इस पर act करते हैं? In that first hormone, that is estrogen. Estrogen. The lactiferous unit or the lactiferous gland, it is under hormonal control. The first hormone, that is estrogen, it is female hormone. So what it does, this estrogen, it stimulates the growth of duct. So that is the function of estrogen hormone. It stimulates the proper growth of lactiferous duct. Then another hormone also act there, that is progesterone. Progesterone. Breast, it is modified sweat gland and it is accessory organ of reproductive system in female. That's why हम लोगों को हार्मोनल स्टडी भी मालूम होना जरूरी है कि which hormones, endocrine hormones act on breast. So first one, that is estrogen. It promotes the growth of lactiferous duct. Then estrogen promotes the growth of alveolus. ये जो alveolus यहाँ पर निकाले हम लोगों ने. So this is alveolus. अंदर ऐसा branching होती है alveolus के, like this. So this estrogen promotes the growth of alveolus. Then another hormone act on this breast, that is prolactin. Prolactin. The third hormone which act on breast, that is prolactin. Prolactin, what it does, so it maintains the lactation. The secretion of milk, it is maintained by prolactin hormone. Remember. Then another hormone also act there, that is oxytocin. Oxytocin. It is very important hormone. It is female hormone. So what it does, this oxytocin helps in milk ejection, and that ejection is initiated by suckling effect. So that is the function of oxytocin hormone. So it helps in milk ejection, and that ejection is initiated by suckling effect. So this is internal as well as external structure of the breast. Now next regarding breast, so that is its relations. अभी हम लोगों को क्या learn करना है, उसके relations. Relations. Now the relations. Next heading is relations. In that number one point, the relation, that is superficial relation. The superficial relation of the breast, and second is the deep relations of the breast. Superficial as well as the deep relation. Now superficially, breast related with skin and superficial fascia. As I said, it lies in superficial fascia. So in front of breast, so there is a skin and there is a superficial fascia present. Then deep relation means posterior relation, posterior to the breast. Now deep, now first of all see, so there is a space present, and this is retromammary space. Retromammary space. As I said, it is made up of loose areolar tissue. it lies exactly behind the breast, just posterior, not behind, just posterior to the breast. There are loose areolar tissue. The areolar tissues, they are arranged loosely. This loose areolar tissue containing lymphatic as well as blood vessel. So it is the space which separates breast from muscle. So that is again very important. And because of retromammary space, the breast can be freely movable on pectoral region. It is again very important feature for diagnostic purpose. So because of retromammary space, breast can easily move on pectoral region. If breast isn't movable, then it is one of the sign of carcinoma. See it. If breast isn't movable, it is one of the sign or first sign of cancer of breast. In Indian population, Indian female, 60% females suffering from CA breast, 60%, and it is more बहुत ज़्यादा percentage है. अदर कंट्रीज में सी ए ब्रेस्ट बहुत कम होता है, बट इंडियन इकोनॉमी, इंडियन फीमेल्स, इंडियन पॉपुलेशन 60 to 70% females suffering from cancer of breast. There are so many reasons behind that. We discuss that later on, but just keep in mind, if breast isn't movable on pectoral region, it is one of the sign of CA of breast. Then next relation, deep relation. So there is a pectoral fascia, as I draw here earlier. So this is pectoral fascia. हम लोगों ने सुपरफिशियल रिलेशन देखे, अभी डीप देख रहे थे. डीप हम लोगों को पहले मिला retromammary space. It is space which is made up of loose areolar tissue. Then it contains lymphatics and blood vessel. Then just posterior to the retromammary space, so there is a deep fascia of pectoral region, and this deep fascia is called as the pectoral fascia. This is what pectoral fascia. deep fascia जो भी region में रहेगा तो उसको उसी region का नाम दिया जाता है. For example, deep fascia present in axilla, so it is called as the axillary fascia. For example, deep fascia present in arm region, it is called as the brachial fascia. Present in forearm, it is called as the antebrachial fascia. Present in hand, it is called as the palmar aponeurosis. So the next deep relation of the breast, that is pectoral fascia. Then just posterior to the pectoral fascia, there are muscles which lies posterior or deep to the breast. Then what are the muscles? The first muscle is pectoralis major. In upper 1/3 portion, breast related to the 2/3 portion related to the pectoralis major muscle, and in lower 1/3 portion or the lateral 1/3 portion, it is related to the serratus anterior muscle. And lower portion, the lowermost part of the breast, it is related to the external oblique muscle. It is one of the muscle of abdomen, external oblique. So three muscles related to the breast posteriorly. Upper 2/3 portion related with pectoralis major, lateral 1/3 portion related with the serratus anterior muscle. As you know very well, serratus anterior muscle present on the lateral side, and lowermost portion or the inferior portion of the breast related with the external oblique muscle. So then again deep structure which lies posterior to the breast. So that is the clavipectoral fascia, then pectoralis minor muscle, then subclavius muscle. So all this structure lies deep to the breast. Another important structure present there, that is axillary tail of Spence. Axillary tail of Spence. It also lies deep. So what is axillary tail of Spence? Axillary tail of Spence. So there is a lateral, see this is breast. Now laterally what happened? This breast extend into the axilla. This breast extend into the axilla. It goes towards the axilla through a foramina, and that foramina is called as the foramina of Langer. This is what? The foramina. Foramina means opening. Foramina of Langer. Through this foramina, the upper lateral portion of breast, upper and lateral portion of breast enters in axilla. This is the axilla. So this small portion which enters in axilla, so this is called as the axillary tail of Spence. It also forming the deep relation of breast. So this is axillary tail of Spence. So this is regarding relations of the breast. The next, that is the blood supply. The breast, it has got rich blood supply. It has got rich blood supply. It is supplied by axillary artery. It is supplied by internal thoracic artery also. Now this is subclavian artery, which is, suppose this is left sided breast, so which is branch of arch of aorta. इतना ही हम लोग निकालेंगे जो हमारे रिलेशन में. सो दिस इज सबक्लेवियन आर्टरी. Subclavian. Now subclavian artery enters in axilla, it becomes axillary artery. You know very well that is axillary artery. मैंने लेक्चर में बोला था, blood supply to the suffix axillary artery. Now this axillary artery, it is divided into the three parts. The pectoralis minor muscle divides axillary artery into three parts: first part, second part, and third part. The branches from first part, that is superior thoracic artery. Suppose this is first part, ये axillary artery यहाँ से है. This is first part, this is second part, and this is third part. ये axillary artery यहाँ से यहाँ तक, उसके तीन पार्ट्स होते हैं, ये फर्स्ट, ये सेकंड, ये थर्ड. Now from first part, one branch supplies breast, and this branch is called as the superior thoracic artery. Superior thoracic artery. Remember, it is branch of first part of axillary artery, the superior thoracic artery. Then the second part, it gives another branch here. So this is lateral thoracic artery. This is what? Lateral thoracic artery. We are studying here, discussing here the blood supply to the breast. It has got rich blood supply. It is supplied by branches of axillary artery as well as branches of subclavian artery. The subclavian artery is branch of arch of aorta. It becomes axillary artery when it comes into the axillary region. In axillary region, axillary artery is divided into three parts. The pectoralis minor muscle divides axillary artery into three parts. We discuss that part in next lecture. The first part gives a branch, that is superior thoracic artery. It supplies the uppermost part of breast. Then second part gives a branch, that is lateral thoracic artery. It supplies the lateralmost portion of breast. Then this subclavian artery directly gives a branch here, and this branch is called as the internal thoracic artery. Internal thoracic artery. Remember, it is branch of subclavian artery. This internal thoracic artery, it gives so many branches, and these are the perforating branches. These are the perforating branches. वो perforate कर रहे breast को. These are the perforating branches. So they also supplies medial and lower quadrant of breast. The perforating branches of internal thoracic artery. Then the posterior most portion, it is also supplied by posterior intercostal artery. Posterior intercostal artery. It is branch of internal thoracic artery. Posterior intercostal arteries. It is branch of internal thoracic artery. Internal thoracic artery, it is a branch of subclavian artery. So posterior most portion of the breast, it is supplied by again the branches of posterior intercostal artery, and posterior intercostal artery is branch of internal thoracic artery. So this is regarding blood supply to the breast. So branches, so first of all the superior thoracic, it supplies the uppermost part of breast. Then lateral thoracic, it supplies the lateralmost part of breast. Then internal thoracic, it supplies the medialmost part of breast, and the posterior portion, it is supplied by the intercostal arteries. Understand? Then the venous drainage. The venous drainage of breast, it goes into the important vein of thoracic region, and name of this vein is azygous vein. The venous drainage goes into the azygous vein. Azygous vein. Azygous vein सेपरेट टॉपिक है थोरैक्स का. जब हम लोग थोरैक्स लर्न करेंगे तब ये भी लर्न करेंगे. Now just keep in mind, the azygous vein is the venous drainage of breast, and it is the important vein present in thoracic region. It is the main vein of thoracic region. वो हम लोग बाद में डिस्कस करेंगे, अभी नहीं. तो सिर्फ आपको दिमाग में रखना है कि azygous vein में breast का venous drainage जाएगा. Then lymphatic drainage is very very important. Lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drainage. It is also the next heading of study as well as answer writing. The lymphatic drainage. Basically, the lymphatic drainage, the 75% lymphatic drainage goes into the axillary group of lymph nodes. 75% जो भी lymphatic drainage रहेगा वो जाएगा तुम्हारे axillary group में. And remaining lymphatic goes 20% goes into the parasternal lymph nodes. Parasternal group of lymph nodes. and 5% goes into the abdomen, aortic, abdominal lymph nodes. मतलब अगर lymph हम लोग यहाँ पर लर्न करेंगे उसका lymphatic drainage. This is the axilla. The axilla, there is aggregation of lymph nodes. यहाँ पर lymph nodes जो होते हैं वो aggregate होते हैं, जमा होते हैं एक जगह पे. They forming nodes. And these nodes has got a special name. So this is apical node, this is anterior node, this is posterior node, this is lateral as well as medial node. So these are the group of lymph nodes present in axilla, the 5 groups present in axilla. And just lateral to the sternum, these are the parasternal groups, parasternal. And in lowermost portion, here there is a diaphragm, so here there is an abdominal group. These are the group of lymph nodes. ये lymph node के groups है. लिम्फेटिक टिश्यू एग्रीगेट होते हैं, एक राउंड जैसा नोड फॉर्म करते हैं और वो हम लोग उसको बोलेंगे लिम्फ नोड्स. और ये लिम्फ नोड्स के वेसल्स रहते हैं, लिम्फेटिक वेसल्स, जो लिम्फेटिक ड्रेनेज कलेक्ट करते हैं. सो दिस आर द एक्सिलरी ग्रुप ऑफ लिम्फ नोड्स, द अपाइकल, द एंटीरियर, द पोस्टीरियर एंड लैटरल. These are the lymph nodes present in axilla. So what is the function of lymph node? The phagocytosis is the main function of all these lymph nodes. अगर हमारे अपर एक्सट्रीमिटी या फिंगर में कुछ इंजरी होती है, मार लगता है या कुछ बड़ा जख्म होता है, तो यहाँ एक्सिला में यहाँ स्वेलिंग आती है. दिस लिम्फ नोड्स गेट स्वेल्ड, स्वेलिंग वहाँ पर आती है. तो जो भी बैक्टीरिया अंदर आना चाहेगा तुम्हारे थोरेसिक रीजन में, तो ये उसको पकड़ लेते हैं, उसको खा लेते हैं. फैगोसाइटिक एक्शन, और खा लेंगे और खुद बड़े हो जाएंगे. सो दीज आर द लिम्फ नोड्स. ये उनका ही काम है कि दे प्रिवेंट द बैक्टीरियल एज वेल एज वायरल इन्फेक्शन. अंडरस्टैंड? So this is regarding lymphatic drainage. Now what happened? The lymphatic drainage, अभी ये जो parasternal group है, so ये right side है, ये suppose this is left side of breast और यहाँ पर right side है. So this lymphatic drainage communicates with each other. मतलब right side का communicate करेगा left side के साथ. ये ऐसा इसलिए होता है कि ये special structure है, special gland है, तो ये communication होता है. If there is a cancer of breast, it is commonest applied anatomy. सबसे बड़ा applied anatomy का cancer है. This is commonest disease of breast. तो ये कैंसर स्प्रेड होगा थ्रू लिम्फेटिक चैनल. अगर लेफ्ट साइड का ब्रेस्ट इन्वॉल्व है तो थ्रू लिम्फेटिक चैनल राइट साइड का ब्रेस्ट भी इन्वॉल्व हो सकता है. अगर लेफ्ट साइड का ब्रेस्ट में अगर कैंसर है तो ये कैंसर एब्डोमेन में भी जा सकता है, क्योंकि ब्रेस्ट का लिम्फेटिक ड्रेनेज एब्डोमेन में भी जाता है. कभी कभी इसका जो लिम्फेटिक ड्रेनेज है ये जाएगा पोस्टीरियर वर्टिब्रल ग्रुप में, पोस्टीरियर पोर्शन में. समटाइम्स वेन जो कनेक्टिंग वेन्स रहते हैं वो भी लिम्फेटिक लेके जाते हैं. मैंने आपको बोला था कि लिम्फेटिक ड्रेनेज वेन में ही जाता है. द पोस्टीरियर इंटरकोस्टल वेन्स दे ड्रेन्स इन वर्टिब्रल वेन्स. वर्टिब्रल वेन्स, दीज आर द वेन्स, दे आल्सो ड्रेन्स स्पाइनल कॉर्ड. तो ये लिम्फेटिक स्प्रेड थ्रू वेन भी होता है, तो ये स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में भी जाएगा, तो ब्रेन में भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है या स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में भी प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है अगर ब्रेस्ट को कैंसर होता है तो. सो इट इज़ वेरी essential, it is very important to know all of you that if there is a sea of breast, then it may spread to brain, it may spread to abdomen, it may spread from right side to the left side, and that spread is because of lymphatic drainage and venous drainage also. So this is regarding lymphatic drainage. The last important one, that is applied portion, the applied anatomy. Applied anatomy of the breast. That commonest जो मैं भी आपको बोल रहा हूँ, that is CA of breast. The cancer of breast, it is more common in Indian female. So it can be spread via lymphatic and veins. The spread can move to axilla, it move to opposite side, it goes into the thorax, it goes into the abdomen, it may goes into the vertebral column or the brain also. So that is again important. Now the CA of the breast, it causes the discoloration of the skin of breast. The first sign of CA of breast, no doubt the breast isn't movable, it is the first sign. But after that what happened, the skin of breast, it becomes orange in color. ये जो स्किन कलर है ब्रेस्ट का, it becomes orange जैसा हो जाएगा. It is the next sign of cancer. So cancer causes the discoloration of the skin over the breast, and that discoloration looks like orange, and that condition is called as the PUD orange. PUD orange. So what is PUD orange? It is nothing but the discoloration of the breast, and it is because of cancerous changes in breast. Understand? Now, sea of breast, it can be felt in breast as a lump, as a hard lump. Understand? It can be treated. अब ये sea of breast ये इसके लिए मेडिसिनल हेल्प भी है और लास्ट में उसको सर्जिकल भी है. अगर ये लंप, सो देयर इज अ प्रेजेंस ऑफ लंप, यहाँ पर एक स्वेलिंग मिलेगा, इट इज अ हार्ड स्वेलिंग, सो इट इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ लंप. इफ इट इज 4 centimeter in length, it can be treated with the help of medicine, but beyond 4 centimeter it can be treated with the help of surgery. 4 centimeter इतना ब्रेस्ट यहाँ पर फॉर्म होता है और लंप यहाँ पर ब्रेस्ट में फॉर्म होता है. लेंथ उसका नॉर्मली 4 सेंटीमीटर होता है. वेरिएशंस है, 2 सेंटीमीटर भी होगा, 4 सेंटीमीटर भी होगा, 6 सेंटीमीटर भी होगा. बट जहाँ तक हो सके मेडिसिनली हम लोग उसको ट्रीट कर सकते हैं, बट आफ्टरवर्ड सर्जरी इज द लास्ट प्रोसीजर फॉर दैट. Now what is surgery, the operation for that? So it is called as the radical mastectomy. Radical mastectomy. Masta is the another name of breast. Radical mastectomy. Masta is the another name of breast. Now what is radical mastectomy? So in that whole removal of breast with axillary group of lymph nodes. इसमें क्या होता है, पूरा ब्रेस्ट हम लोग रिमूव करते हैं और ये एक्सिलरी लिम्फ नोड के साथ में, इसके साथ में. सो दैट इज रेडिकल मैस्टेक्टोमी. देन मैस्टाइटिस. मैस्टाइटिस, ITIS means there is a inflammation to the breast. There are so many causes, bacterial, viral, pathological. There is a inflammation, if there is a pain in breast, if there is a swelling of breast, so that is mastitis. It can be treated with the help of medicine. Then another condition of the breast, that is amastia. 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 What is amastia? A means absence. So there is a absence of breast. It is congenital. It is abnormal. Then athelia. Another condition is athelia. Athelia. Athelia means there is a absence of nipple. Then polythelia. These are the applied. अभी हम लोग लास्ट पोर्शन में जा रहे हैं, applied portion. Polythelia. Polythelia means more than one nipple present in one breast. More than one nipple present in one breast. Polythelia. Then polymastia. Polymastia. More than one breast present in one side means right side में दो breast अगर मिलते हैं, so that condition is polymastia. Then another condition, that is gynecomastia. Gynecomastia. So it is the condition of male. If the male breast enlarged, that condition is called as the gynecomastia. So that is gynecomastia. तो ये condition में हम लोग उसको जो भी अंदर फैट होगा ब्रेस्ट के कैसे बने, फैट टिश्यू से बने, तो फैट टिश्यू को हम लोग रिमूव कर लेते हैं. सो दिस ऑल आर द ब्रेस्ट, रिगार्डिंग ब्रेस्ट. अभी हमारे पास टाइम तो है नहीं है, तो जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स आपको है 1-2 मिनट में पूछ सकते हो, नहीं तो फिर कल पूछ सकते हो, क्योंकि 11:02 हो गए हैं.